My audio rocking friends, how are you doing? We're doing very well. Well, I am. Are you?
I'm doing pretty good, yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Here we are, Dan and Sean, back once again, the Renegade Masters, with another edition of Is It
Shit.
Or is it shit? Is it probably not? Anyway, so we'll crack on.
We'll crack on.
Yes. What are we looking at today, Sean?
We're back with Purified Audio.
Ooh!
Ooh, and again, we must mention that Purified did send us this plugin, but we have no obligation to be nice. Although
Fortunately, because it doesn't come naturally.
doesn't come naturally, no. We'd love to be nasty, but
Yeah.
if something's good, we're just going to say it's good, and if it's crap, we'll say it's crap.
Okay. Good. So, take us through it.
This is the Purified Audio SLP 538EQ.
Snappy.
Snappy title. However, you can tell by looking
Why don't
at
you
it,
call it like Dave?
the Purified Dave. I mean, maybe they will.
Have you got Dave? Oh, Dave, rather than going, have you got the SSL 538? Oh, you'd be like, you could just...
I knew a guy once whose dog was called Dave, and it really confused me. Because he had I can't remember what his name was now, but his name sounded like a dog's name, and his dog
You
was
remember
called
his dog's
Dave.
name, but not...
Yeah, because his dog was called Dave.
We
You're
had a
going to
cat
remember
called
that.
Dave once. Anyway, come on, sorry.
It's not called Dave, it's called the SLP 538EQ. Anyway, you can see by looking at it, this is an SSL emulation, modelled SSL. But they've kind of mixed it with an API. So, and you can tell, if you look at an SSL EQ and look at this next to it, you're like, well, that's almost the same. But obviously there's a knob missing, Dan.
Where is he?
He's sat next to me. Sorry, mate. So there's no Q knob. So that's a switch on this or a button. So you can choose between a tight Q or a wide Q. But the EQ sounds very SSL. I tested it against both the Brainworks SSL and also against the SSL Channel Strip 2. Very, very similar sounding.
We got a top 5 there, haven't we?
We have got a top 5 there, definitely. I would say that the where the frequencies are in relation to 12 o'clock on the middle of the knob situation are different, so you have to pay attention to what you're doing. It won't sound exactly the same if you set the knobs the same. But yeah, it sounds great, and there's a very cool feature in this in that you can choose. There's a switch on there. You can choose between stepped or sweepable. So if you have it in stepped, it moves in steps, which means you can recall it, much easier in a situation where you're using it for mastering or something like that, where you need to recall it exactly the same. Obviously, you can save it, but also it's easy to match channels and stuff. So I quite like that. I like the filter section on the right. I would say that probably isn't the same as the SSL quite so much.
What's THD?
Total harmonic distortion. So that is kind of like the magic control.
That's one of those questions I should have thought about before I asked.
Well, I should have done, yeah. There's heavy diarrhea. Something like that. I don't know.
Wrong t-shirt.
Wrong t-shirt, yeah. So that's where you can dial in or dial out sort of the harmonic distortion, which gives it the analog mojo, which is what everyone's after.
Yeah.
There's only one weird thing about this, which I think is a mistake, but it might not be. So there's a bypass button down the bottom, and when it's lit, it's not bypassed. And when it's off, it is bypassed.
So it's an on button then?
It's an on button, but it says bypass on it.
Oh, right.
Which is a little bit confusing. But other than that, it's very cool. It's got oversampling, which is obviously great, and it's got auto gain as well, which I think is just a must-have these days.
It's the new thing, that, isn't it? Yeah.
It should be on everything. It makes it a lot easier to see if you're actually making things better or not.
Very cool. What does that say?
Stepped or not.
Oh, right. Okay,
Yeah.
we've done that. Okay,
Yeah.
good. So, the Dave, is it?
The SLP 538 EQ. Yep.
The SLP 538 EQ that has an SSL and an API.
Yes.
How much is it?
It's 17
That's
quid.
bargain,
17 quid.
isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, I was saying to you earlier that between this, the VU compressor they've got, and the micro limiter that they've got, the three of these together, you could do a good mix with that lot. You wouldn't need much else.
And how much are those other plugins?
They're all similar prices. They're
Are
all
they?
really, really good.
Are
good
these
prices.
on the Plugin Alliance and stuff? Or do you have to go to the site?
No, you have to go to Purified Audio. I mean, I'm not sure if you can go to it through Plugin Boutique, but Purified Audio, very easy to find. Just Google it; it will come up.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's not shit.
it's not shit
Did
at
I
all.
ask?
You didn't,
No.
but you have now.
Okay, and it isn't.
It isn't.
Good. Okay, well, in that case, please send us some free money to buy beer and fags.
What are you talking about? We have a Patreon, so if you would like to support the channel, you can do that, and that would be really useful.
It just feels a bit odd asking, but it would be lovely.
It does feel really odd asking.
Yeah,
yeah.
but,
Well, you know, people might be upset if we just suddenly disappeared one day because we couldn't afford to do this
I don't
anymore.
think they would.
No, they wouldn't be.
Please also buy some merchandise, subscribe to the channel, and notifications.
Yeah, do all of that, and then next time we're making a video, you'll know all about it.
Bye.
See you later.